Good morning, USA.
Hey.
What it is?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Skid in the Game podcast. So, who do we have today?
Man, we got Sharpeeye Productions.
Yo,
man.
what it is?
What's up,
man?
Trey? How you doing, bro?
Good.
How's everything?
Welcome.
What's going on? Appreciate y'all having
Good to
me.
see you. Absolutely. Welcome.
Yes,
man.
sir.
So, today we're going to be talking a little bit about a few things.
Okay.
But first, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
I know Trey, he is working with us in our office. Also, he has his own company.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit more. Tell us more about yourself.
Okay, cool, man. I'm just gonna get started with my story, man. Of course, for those who don't know me, my name is Trey, CEO of Sharpeeye Productions. I'm from the DMV area. Was born and raised in Landover, Maryland. 26 years of my life. I'll be 27 in March, so happy almost birthday to me. Just a little bit about myself, man. I went to Central High School, got my college diploma, then I transferred to Allegheny College in Maryland, which is actually where I found my passion for filmmaking. And then from there, I just realized I had a gift. I fell in love with it, recording my my school's first basketball game of the 2015 season, and I fell in love instantly. So I just kept going, and I ain't never looked back since. And I just seen a tremendous amount of growth in myself over these past couple years, just to see where I am now, just learning, making mistakes, and just learning, just to get better at my gift and my skills and develop. And I remember I was in a warehouse in 2020. I said to myself, man, this is gonna be my last job right here, bro. I ain't want to ever work nowhere else where I was unhappy. So a year later, I got a DM from somebody named Chris Hart. Y'all know who Chris Hart is, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him,
Who's
man.
Chris Hart? Just kidding, man.
Shout out to him,
Chris
man. Just making an impact on my life and just giving me an opportunity to just, not only grow with him and help his content and social media, but it also helps me in my business too. Mm-hmm. Not only that, just becoming a better person, a better man, and just upgrading my mindset, man. I'm just grateful to even, be involved, be around SOS and PHP in general, man. It's just the levels of access that you get just being around people. All it takes is one person to see your potential.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta ask you a question, bro.
What's up?
Now that you mentioned that, how did it feel like when you did that POV video, and then because I hear the PBD podcast all the time, and they shouted you out on that joke.
I ain't gonna hold you. It was like, I would say, I can't describe the feeling, but regular schedule programming. Patrick Bet-David, he has high influence. I respect him in so many ways, man, but I wasn't going to treat the opportunity like no other. Get the shot that I need and keep it moving for the day. That was literally it, and I'm very appreciative of them, shouting out the video and stuff. More importantly, to put Chris Hart on the map. You know what I'm saying? And put the SOS off. Shout out the SOS office out there. You with me? So, yep.
Keeping it professional. Keeping it professional.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sure.
So you said that when you did the basketball game for your school, that was a motivating factor. Was that the highlight motivating factor that you would say is like, wow,
I would.
it's really?
Yeah, that was the moment where I realized, like, yo, I have this camera in my hand, and I'm in the middle of action happening. I'm capturing video footage. What can I do with this?
Yeah.
So I literally put it together in my mind. Okay, how can I make this? How can I tell this story of this game? And this game went to overtime, by the way. So it was an amazing night.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
In a lot of us, when we want to be entrepreneurs, we go through those moments where we get so fired up and the emotions are really high. Mm-hmm. Did you go through a period where you were questioning, should I do this? Should I not do this? Or what kind of advice would you give to somebody in the situation where they're really fired up?
That's a great question. Man. I would say, like, for me, just being an entrepreneur for a couple of years now, being full time, this is I would say my second year, 2023 is gonna be the second year full time. Being fired up and having a vision is two different things. You can become motivated and easily lose it.
Yep.
If you know what you're going after, you don't have to be fired up. You know what goals you're trying to hit every day, and that's one thing that I personally had to understand. I'm not gonna feel like getting to it, but every day, you know what I'm saying. I've even went through those lows before, even recently. You know what I'm saying. Not gonna go get too personal here, but I had to make some certain decisions in my life at the beginning of the year that will require me to move differently. And I ain't gonna go into detail, but probably my friends understand. They know what I'm talking about. But I think it's just understanding where you want to go and don't give up till you get there. Prime example. Me helping Chris build the Certain YouTube channel. It was I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I understood what it took, but I really didn't. And one day we had a meeting and it changed the trajectory of the way I thought about content and, going after a goal. And, it's my duty, man, to make sure that I, help him and my other clients achieve their goals, which in return will help me achieve my goals. So putting me last and them first.
Yeah.
That's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
So pretty much what you're this at the office, that's what we talk about. We talk about serving. You know what I'm saying? You serve by you serving others and being of service. That brings value to them, and at the same time, you're gonna get the best for you too. So everybody wins.
It's gratifying. Like today, I was in the office just breaking down, like this, helping a few people understand. Like, okay, it's one thing to have a goal with content, but okay, really breaking down these tiers. Okay, cool. So shout out to Leandra, Brenda, and Drew. So I remember earlier today I was talking to Brenda and she was telling me about, her goal. She wanted to upload more reels. I was like, okay, you want to do this? Okay, what's the plan of action? Okay, cool. So I went to the whiteboard, wrote down, okay, the goal is to put out more content. Okay, what do we have to do that? Okay, cool. Well, first step is plan. Okay, be clear on what type of content you want, right? Second, once you figure that out, okay, cool. Are you going to shoot your own or are you going to hire somebody? Once you figure that out, okay, thirdly, you need an editor because, you got to find a means to put it together. Then fourth is distribution, which means how many times a day and how many days a week are you going to put your content out on social media? Once you figure that out, just keep going with that. Yes. That's one, and the reason I said it is because that was a problem that I was having. I was very inconsistent. So now I decided, even for myself, to hire an editor starting this month to, edit my reels for me. And, that way I can be consistent and build momentum and keep that instead of being on and off.
I think actually Patrick Bet-David said something about you want to hire the best team to help you succeed.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
I just cut a reel for Chris today about, building the right team. So that's right on time.
We're always aligned.
Yep.
We're always aligned.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's powerful, man.
Yep.
So now, let me ask you this.
What's up?
Now, you broke down a little bit, pretty much the value that you got by working with Chris Hart.
Yep.
And can you go a little bit deeper into that? Like, you said that it made you a better man. So what value have you gotten, or what are some specific things that, or like a story that you can remember, for example, that you were listening to Chris and you were like, whoa, you know what I mean? I can definitely implement that. Whether it was just for you or was it for the team that Chris was training or whatever the case might be. But what was something that really you said, wow, you know what, man, I need to stay around this because this is going to make me not just a better business person, but a better man.
Absolutely. So I got two stories. I'm going to tell you the first one. The first time is really when me and Chris was sitting at Panera Bread. And, like, he pretty much cast a vision for me. Like, yo, he helped me see my true potential.
Yeah.
Like, years from now, like, yo, you can be the guy that people come to build their content in their YouTube channel.
Their image.
Exactly. At first, I didn't understand that. I didn't really comprehend it, but now I understand. I understand that now because I get questions asked every day when I'm in the office. So now I'm able to provide that value the way that I'm supposed to. And then the second thing is, man, he was talking to the team about their New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. And just seeing how honest he was, about himself, you know, a couple years ago when he got started in business and just being transparent. And, you know, another thing that I took away from him, man, he said, if you want to live an average life, do what average people do. And I said, I don't want to be average. I don't.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to take work to get to the highest level, but I didn't come this far to just, you know, quit.
Coast.
Yeah, the coast. Yeah. And not to say that, not to say that, you know, I never had my mistakes. Like, I recently just had to, you know, scale back a retainer because it became a little bit too much for me. But I needed to realize in order for me to operate at that level, I have to have a team around me. I'm going to be honest.
So you got to recruit.
That's part of business.
Right. You're right. I do.
You got to recruit, bro.
I was like, I kind of switched PHP language. I'm like, what you mean recruit?
Yeah.
But actually, you're
Always
right. I
be
do.
recruiting.
I do. That's what
Rita, recruiting is the answer.
I got to. So, yeah, man. That's true.
What's up.
I got to.
That's kind of dope. Back to what you were saying about hiring an editor, but you know, you can obviously do the editing yourself, right?
Yeah.
But it's just being more productive.
Being more productive with your time. And I was talking to Drew about this earlier today. He's like, man, I want to really get my content going. I said, okay, cool. Well, here's the steps. Here's what you need to do. Plan, shoot. Okay, cool. If you're using your phone, all right, bet. Source your editing out to Fiverr. Fiverr's a great platform, by the way, to use for anybody that's watching this right now to source, you know, photo edits or video edits out to. Like, I'm abusing it right now. You know what I'm saying? So I've really found that to become a big relief for me, you know, when it comes to trying to get my time back. Because that's one thing as entrepreneurs. You gotta be, it's Chris said this one time, you gotta manage your energy. You know what I'm saying? I see how he manages his energy around the office. If I ask him a question, if I ask him a question about something that may not have nothing to do with what's going on right now, what he may have to do, if it's something about scheduling, about an event, hey Trey, go ask Kara. I said, all right, bet. So now I don't even, if I have a question about an event or something or scheduling, I just go to her. So his energy is taken away from having to think about that because he has somebody in place. He has me in place for his content so he can focus on what he needs to do. So it's a domino effect. I'm in place for his content. Okay, cool. What can I do to free my time up so that you know, I can, you know, level up my business too. That way I can get more done.
Powerful.
And not just get more done.
Yep.
Create that balance.
Exactly.
You know?
For sure.
That's powerful, man, because as entrepreneurs, most of the times, what do we want to do? We want to do everything. Exactly. You know, especially if you see yourself as a leader and you're like, you know, I need to do this. Instead of you start to realize that, guess what? You need to recruit people so you can focus on what you're good at and you start to delegate the work so that way you're being more productive at what you're good at.
You want to know something crazy? Now that you say that, I ain't trying to cut you off, big dog.
No, you good.
But have y'all ever heard of Spectacular Smith? You ever heard of that group called Pretty Ricky?
Yeah.
So Spectacular Smith now, he has his own business. He recently did an interview with EYL, and I was listening to it while I was editing, and he said, I literally source out my weaknesses.
Yes, that is a thing. That's what I was saying. Patrick even says that.
Yep.
Not to be on Patrick's thing, but you know, I've liked him for a long time.
Man, we get a lot of value from. We get a lot of value
before
from
even
Patrick,
joined
man.
PHP, you know. Yeah. But he's like, whatever you don't have a strength in, outsource it. Build that team, because if you're the superstar at speaking, if you're the superstar at motivating people, it makes no sense for you to do your accounting. Yeah. So you become all depressed.
Absolutely. Nah, you don't want to do that at all.
Be smart. Work smart.
Yep. And that's definitely something that I had to learn.
Because our ego.
Exactly. Our ego, man, I could do this on my own, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm still learning that now. And just being able to get within myself to trust people and just have clear direction.
And sometimes not everybody's trustworthy. You just got to know how to
mean,
move around the chessboard.
Yeah. I mean, if I can share, to be honest here, you know, I've made plenty of mistakes. I did a shoot by myself and missed the most important shot of all.
Bro.
I'm not afraid to admit that to nobody because I failed many times.
That's strength.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
I recorded a podcast that didn't even record.
It was our best one.
Damn. The last one of the year.
The
last one of the year.
No, that wasn't even for us, bro.
Oh, damn.
That wasn't even for us. That was for another jump.
Oh.
But check this out. At the last podcast of the year,
Yeah.
I forgot to put the mini SD card over there and press record. And the audio was horrible, distorted, and it recorded audio off of the computer.
And we did a good episode. Like
That
we
was
were,
one of the best ones.
Yeah.
For real.
but it's part of, you got to
It's
have
part of
some suffering to enjoy the sweet more, you know?
And speaking of making mistakes, like just now, you seen what happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I forgot to click my my little memory stick in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could have been a costly mistake right there.
Nah, for sure.
You know, but now I learned from that, like, yo, and as soon as you said that in my head, I was like, yo, next time, you know how we got the little directory for the podcast?
Yeah.
I need to make a checklist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know when you see somebody performing and they bust their ass, then they fall, or you see the person that gets up, it's a different energy. You got to keep getting up no matter what, no matter how embarrassing it feels or it may look. Just keep going.
Yeah, and also, like, you know, like you was talking about making mistakes. I felt like my whole life has been trial and error.
Yep.
And learning from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Like, ever since I was a kid to a teenager to even now, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's how you learn your best lessons, is making mistakes.
And I feel like most people like that, like us, that we are, you know, our whole life is trial and error.
Yep.
Guess what? We're the ones that make the best entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
we're not afraid to fail.
Nah, you got to keep going. Imagine a baby gives up on trying to learn how to walk.
They going, man.
They fall so many times, and they just keep trying.
Kids can low key be the biggest inspiration.
Absolutely.
They can think about, for as simple as a child shooting a basketball. They gonna keep, even though like they struggling to get it to the hoop, they gonna keep trying until they get it.
Yep.
Think
I love
about
it.
that.
So we're going to transition a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about a little bit about mental toughness.
Okay.
So it's funny because we had a training. You were there.
Which one was it?
Yesterday.
Tuesday.
Vecinas, right?
Yeah. Tuesday.
Yeah, it was amazing training by Vecina. Shout out to Vecina Hart, man.
Yeah. So she had
Sold out savage.
Yeah. She had 7 points on how to develop mental toughness.
Yep.
Now, let me ask you this.
What's up?
Share with me a time that you can remember that you were going through it.
Okay.
And you checked yourself and said no. And you were able to have a paradigm shift and be able to switch your mindset and to switch it from a negative, from like a victim mentality or just a negative mindset into a positive mindset.
That's a great question, Oscar. I'm gonna go back to 2015, 2016 when I was in college. That was the first year where I ever experienced or even knew what depression and anxiety was. What depression and anxiety was.
Mm-hmm.
I started to experience that in the middle of the school year. Wow. I had 15 credits. I was taking about I think like 4 classes. Like I think it was 4 to 5 classes at one time, and it just came out of nowhere, man. And I remember laying in bed for days, just wanting to sleep.
Yeah,
sleep in. I thought that I would go to these counseling sessions at the Western. It was a Western Maryland Hospital Center across the street from our college, and I thought that antidepressants was going to heal me back to normal. I was wrong. It made me worse.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Because now you're leaning on that.
I leaned on it too much. I threw them junks in the trash, bro. I said, man, if I'm gonna fight this, I'm gonna have to fight this with God and this, with some grit right here. It was one of the toughest moments of my life, but I'm glad I went through that, because I feel like today, when I feel like, tapping out, I remember, man, I came a long way. And,
That's what's up.
I just gotta keep pressing.
Yeah.
I'm not to say that, I don't, scale back on, some things that may stress me out,
Yeah.
because I believe in doing what makes me happy.
Yep.
And if something is not making me happy, I have the ability to change that, rather what anybody thinks.
Nice.
It could be a relationship.
Certainly.
It can be, maybe certain projects. You know what I'm saying? For example, if you're not happy with them, then you got to make a change, because it's no reason to keep wasting time in it if your energy is not there anymore for it. So that's one advice that I would give to the people out there.
Fire.
You know what I'm
Ask
saying?
yourself, is this serving me?
Huh?
Is this serving me? Is what I
is it
like to
serving
ask.
you? Yep.
What about you guys? You guys having something that you
Yep.
guys want to share about you having a paradigm shift?
Yeah, I think I'll share a little bit of something, unless you want to go. I remember in 2019, right? Like, shit was just not going well for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember, and this is going to lead us, to the next jump, but, you can ignore it. But, like, I had a victimhood mentality. Like, I used to always be like, yo, why is this not working? Why is this not, like, why am I not getting the big jobs? Why am I not, I'm doing email campaigns. Nobody hit me up.
Right.
Like, and I was, like, pretty much blaming everything on everybody and just making myself the victim to the point where this was right at the end of 2019 going into 2020, the pandemic or plandemic, whatever you want to call it.
Plandemic, bandemic.
And, I was so down bad, bro. I was so down bad. I thought my kids would be better off without me.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's how down bad I was.
That's
bro.
how powerful your mind could be.
Yeah,
Jesus
and
Christ.
I literally, like, I was, this is what made me realize.
Right.
When I say that, like, I meant, like, I was, like, thinking, like, yo, maybe I should just kill myself. Like, maybe I should just get it over with. But when I remember,
I felt that right there.
I remember I got so high, so drunk, and I still got in my car, and I said, fuck it. If I die, I die. If I go to jail, I go to jail. But then I was on Fairfax County Parkway. Y'all know, like, going down Route 1 towards Manassas back home.
Oh,
it's like a dark
I
road.
can't say on this. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
you
just
from Maryland.
I was just following on, like, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, Fairfax County Parkway is pretty much like kind of like a just off street, kind of like Indian Head Highway or whatever. And I was going there and I fell asleep. And I reared off.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And then I was literally about to hit the bridge.
Boy.
And I hit, boom.
What?
Right? And I got off onto the road again. That was first time, bro.
Oh my God.
That was the first time. I was so, like, I even told myself, maybe I should, like, just pull over to a parking lot. And then I said, nah, fuck that. Let's
What?
go.
Ego.
So, bruh, I go again. Again, and I fell asleep behind the wheel again.
What?
Dude.
2 strikes.
Again,
Jesus.
2
God
times.
is like slapping you up and you're not getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Bro.
slapping you up, bro. For real.
But I made it home without getting locked up, without nothing. And then the next day I woke up feeling like shit, bro.
I'm sure.
And I was just like, yo, what the hell was I even thinking? And that's when I just, like, boom. Like, I just snapped out of it. Like,
that's it.
I had to go through that in order. Like, and Maria knows what happened to me last night. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's powerful.
That's crazy,
powerful.
bro.
Yeah.
And since then, I haven't drunk and drive or none of that.
That's good.
Good.
Wow,
Good.
man, that was
Because
a
you gotta
moment
take
right there.
responsibility for your own life.
Yeah.
So you raise your standard.
Yeah, pretty much. And now I don't drink at all. But it was like I had to go through that. So just.
So what did you find out about yourself when you went through that? Did you realize something? Because we don't get to like a root cause, we're gonna come back to that place.
Yeah, well, I just, I keep hearing this over and over where, take responsibility, of your own life. Like everything that happens to you is your fault, nobody else's fault. If you want to make a change, you got to make a change within yourself.
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that, man. I remember back in it was like 2018, 2019. I was in I was in a relationship and it got toxic, and I had to decide if I wanted to stay or I wanted to go.
Oh boy. Tell
And
me about
it was a very tough decision that I had to make, but I'm certainly glad that I did, because had I not, I could have allowed that to go on for an extra couple months, years. You know what I'm saying? And that was a moment where I had to take control of my life back, because it was falling apart. You know, it was crumbling. You know what I mean? I can't allow certain people to bring me down with them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if, you see red flags and you decide to stay like I did for too long, but, perfect time, and sometimes it's never too late. It's the right time.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yep.
Do you have something to share?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So on that part, take responsibility for your own life.
Yep.
I have a similar theme in regards to relationships, where I was really, really bent or hell bent on saying, "Hey, you played a part in this," and I didn't realize that I was being the victim when I always accused the other person of being the victim, and I was like, that moment was like. I had a moment the last quarter of 2022 where I was like, hold up. What role did I have to play in this? How am I blaming this person, but I'm also allowing this person all these things?
Yep.
Or, just holding myself accountable for not just the easy things, but the other things that are deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, that swallow where you're like, okay. And then once I realized, okay, let me stop being that person. Let me just take responsibility for myself, however much that hurts or however much I think it hurts. Like, let me really see what's going on here within me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amen.
So we can all agree that, it's just raising your standards. You know what I'm saying? It's how you can become a better you. But the next up is like having discipline, to mental toughness is you got to have discipline. And I know you could take that away because you're showing a lot of discipline right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to share it with
Well, first of all, before I'm going to go a little bit into raising our standard.
Absolutely.
Because first you got to make a decision to raise your standard so you can have discipline.
Yep.
Because we can talk about discipline, but usually what do we say? How do we do that? And you just got to keep it real with yourself. Are you happy with where you are right now? Are you happy with what you got? Are you happy as a man or as a woman? Do you feel like you're living in your purpose, or can you do better? And you're not in the victim mentality, so you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not.
Yep.
I'm definitely not.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely not. So
100%. I can agree to that for myself.
So
you know what I'm saying? It's a thing what Patrick says, staying paranoid and not, ever being satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a new level.
Yeah.
Even when you see those like LeBron James and, the Ja Morants, you may think they're at the highest level, but they may think they just getting started.
Yeah.
They want to elevate their game to a certain level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even thinking for myself, I feel like I'm just getting started. I have a whole lot more to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no cap on the growth as a entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's nobody capping me but me.
Exactly.
I want
I'm not capping, you know what I mean?
top that off by saying there's no cap on your greatness as a human, period.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So raising your standard and just keeping it real with yourself and say, look, man, I need to do this better. I don't like the way this is going. Okay, what can I fix? What can I fix?
Yep.
So and then having discipline. So I decided, as you guys know, my faith is growing.
Absolutely.
I'm getting better spiritually, and it's kind of like weird for me to say that because I was never that kind of person that I would be into, God and faith and none of that.
Wow.
I grew up in a Catholic family and I went through everything, baptized.
Right.
I went through my first confession, first communion, confirmation, but I never felt God. I never had a relationship with God. I was just going to church, But then now I found a home, which is Union Church. Shout out Union Church. I found a home at your home church, and it's not just being a Christian, but grabbing the value that the Bible has and how it's being explained to us.
Absolutely.
Right? So I had to raise my standards. I had to make some decisions, and this is the first time that I'm fasting for 21 days.
Wow.
So I'm doing the Daniel fast. As you guys know, there's no meat, there's no eggs, there's no dairy. It's just veggies, fruits, and like nuts. Not like that, but you know.
Bro, we know exactly what you mean.
I just had
bro.
a joke, man. I just had to throw that in there. You
Cashew
know,
nuts.
yeah, there we go.
The mature minds will understand.
Yeah, I'm just
the dirty
you know,
ones need to.
I just had to throw that in there. But it's been tough. You know, it's been tough, and also being able to control your urges. You know what I mean? And you know, for me, I don't know. I'm just a
urgeful guy.
Yeah, I'm an urgeful guy, and you know, it is one thing that I realized that it was you know, it was capping me. Because I didn't have control over myself as a man to say, no, this is not, I shouldn't do this. And it's not just about, I shouldn't do that, but why?
Yep.
Because one thing that I learned in also in PHP is how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Everything, yes.
So if I'm saying, it's okay to do this, you know what?
Yep.
I'm going to do this. It's okay. You know, no one's going to know. And like Chris Hart always says, I can't coach what you do in the dark.
Ooh, hear that a lot, man.
So... You know what I mean? No one knows what I was doing behind closed doors and behind the dark, but I knew, and I knew that was stopping me from my growth.
Ooh, you want to know something crazy? I remember, I'm not sure, I don't know if it was Chris who was talking about this, but he was talking about, it was somebody, I don't remember who it was, but it was like, you know, I don't know if it was Tigran, I don't know if it was Tigran who was talking about this when he came to the office or whatever, but I think it was Chris. He was giving a training on character. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's on a different level, you know, versus just being a good person. But, like, you know, your character is big. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're going to do something, even starting with yourself, you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, that's going to make you feel dead on the inside. Yeah. I can use myself for an example. There's plenty of times where I scheduled out something in my day to get something done, and if I didn't do it, I felt like trash. Yeah. Like, I give you a prime example this morning. I was up last night for 5 a.m. cutting video. I went to bed around 5:30, got up around 9:50, 10. I wasn't going to go to the gym. I skipped it. I said, hell nah. I need to go through my day. Even though I started later, I still made sure I got everything I needed to get done, and I'm on track now.
That's awesome that you push yourself.
And that's what gives you confidence, bro. Yep. That's what gives you confidence. That's what most people don't understand is that when you do...
You believe in yourself and you show up for yourself.
Not just that. Forget believing in yourself. How about I'm going to do what I got to do whether I believe in myself or not.
Yep. Showing up.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Exactly. When you don't feel like it and you give yourself so many excuses. You can say, you know what, I don't have time. I don't do I got to do this. How about this? I got to sit down with all these clients. I got to make money. But bro, you're like Chris says, your word is your credit score. Not just
that's who it was. It was him.
Not just to him, but to everybody else. Because if you say something, you're gonna do something for yourself, and you don't do it. Guess what? She's not gonna know. You're not gonna know. He's not gonna know. She's not gonna know. But I know that I didn't do that. I know. And guess what? It starts to chip away.
It's gonna kill
that
your spirit.
It's like how they say in the
kill
office,
your spirit.
They say integrity.
Yep.
And also, when you said something about having confidence in yourself and not believing, I remember Pat had made a reel about you know, people may say like they not good at sales. He said, yeah, you are. Yeah. You sold yourself on why you didn't want to do that specific thing. Boom. Congratulations.
Damn.
Boom.
People are always selling themselves out of being great and out of their dreams.
I could have sold myself out the gym this morning. I could have, sold myself out of not getting my work done.
The moment you hear yourself convincing yourself, you know you're on some BS with yourself.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, what am I doing? Need to get it together. But you know the beautiful part, though? Every day is a new day. It's a new beginning. Yep. I remember I was in a slump. Towards the end of the year. Maybe nobody else would know this because I'm always doing something. I'm always moving, but I do. Mm-hmm. I was in a slump. You know what I'm saying? I felt I was honestly, I felt lazy. I wasn't working out like supposed to, wasn't eating right. And one day, man, I said, I don't feel like feeling like this no more. I feel like trash. Let me change it. The moment I did, I felt a fresh breeze of momentum just kick in. And it ain't no turning back.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the higher you go, the more and more and more, you know, the thoughts of deceit will try to settle in on you. It's up to us to be disciplined and you know, and choose to continue to press on. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
So we control that.
Amen.
For sure.
Nobody else.
We hold all the power.
Yep.
But yeah, so you know, one main thing, you know, like when I was talking about the whole car incident, driving drunk incident.
Yeah.
You know, why I had that paradigm shift was because I felt like I connected with my purpose.
Right.
You know, like that's when I started the podcasting.
Yep.
I told my homeboy, like, yo, what's up, man? Let's do a podcast. How do you do it? I have no fucking idea, but I've just been watching YouTube.
We're going to figure it out.
YouTube
we gonna
University.
Learn.
Yes.
We're going to learn
It's
today.
crazy you say that. College is not going to teach you certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, very slowly it will.
Slowly it will teach you how to go broke fast. I'll tell you that much. So with me, getting student debt, man, I'm not knocking college at all, man. But I went and I discovered my purpose. It was for a reason. But if I had to knowing what I know today, man, I probably wouldn't have went. I would have probably just studied YouTube, save my money.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Do what
Save
I'm
my
doing.
You seem like a
I'm
smart guy.
YouTubing camera angle.
I wasn't always smart. I was a bit unwise at one point in my life. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just being real, being transparent.
It's so funny because I remember it was I was going through a shift in my life.
Yep.
In the end of 2019. No, I'm sorry, 2018.
Yep.
2018, the summer of 2018 was the wildest summer of my life.
I can imagine.
How so?
In the party life. It was the wildest summer. Like you can make a movie out of that summer. For real. It was wild.
Wow.
Wild.
Hangover type movie.
Wow.
Let's just say
eyes.
let's just say there was no hangover because you just kept going. You just keep
It was a
going.
rollover, not a hangover.
It's not. Yeah, it's a rollover. And we're not talking about a 401k rollover.
Hey, I was just thinking that, bro.
We don't like 401ks over here anyway.
Man, we're talking about.
I don't know about that, though.
Bro. So, but when I was around, that was when I was 20, right before turning 29.
Yeah.
But when I was 27, I started to, wonder a little bit more. What do I want in life? I don't want this. I don't want to be in the car business forever,
Wow.
I don't want that. But then that summer, I can say that I had the most fun because I was making a lot of money around that time, and I was having a blast. But guess what? I was empty. And that one night, I told you about that story. I think I told you too about when I was at the club. And then, I had a shift. And then
in the club?
in the club.
Dun, dun.
And then reality hit.
Wow.
Reality
It
hit.
be like that, bro.
Reality hit. Honestly, I think I probably overdosed for a second.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro.
So then I didn't like that feeling. So I grabbed the bottle of Grey Goose, chugged about half of it.
Yo.
Damn.
I'm
If
just
I
being
can make that into a sound effect.
I'm just being transparent.
Hey, man, this is what it's about, bro.
So I grabbed the bottle of
Got
Grey
you.
Goose, chugged about half of it, and
For
then blacked out, right?
wow.
Then my boy calls me on Monday, and he was like, "Hey, man, you remember what happened Saturday night?" I was like, "Well, we always do every Saturday night."
Yep.
He was like, "Nah, bro, you were tripping. And you don't remember the conversation we had?" And I was like, "No." So he showed up to my crib. We had a 4-hour conversation, 4 hours. And then I just laid everything on the table. It was like transparency to the full. I was crying. Like it was like
A moment.
it was the moment, not the
Wow.
moment. It was
That's
not
crazy.
a moment. It was the moment that changed my life.
Very
And thank
true.
you, Junior, for real, bro. Appreciate you for that. And then he
Shout
asked
out
me.
to
He was like,
Junior.
"What's your purpose?" Guess what? Deer in the headlights. I'm like, "What's that?" I didn't even know what that meant, bro. That's how empty and dumb and
That's so corny.
numb I
Wow.
was. Not dumb,
I
but I
caught
was
that.
numb. I was numb.
Wow.
I didn't even know what he
Blinded.
meant by what's my purpose. And we talked up for 4 hours. That's when I made a decision to,
Yup.
quit drugs and change my life. And it's only been history ever since then.
Man, I'm proud of you, bro. For you to be able to be honest and open, even while we in this place, there's people around us. I respect you, bro. Not a lot of people have the courage to say that. I just want to tell you congratulations. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Give yourself a round of applause, man.
Okay.
All right, guys.
God
Fireworks.
good,
Where's
man.
the
It's
fireworks?
true, though. It's true. It
Hey,
takes
it ain't
a
July
lot.
4th yet. We don't want to light that up in here. We ain't trying to get no lawsuit. You know what I mean?
Bra, ba, ba, ba.
Yeah, so it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And most people, you know, they might not be as numb as I was, but most people
Yeah.
don't know what the purpose is.
I remember
I know I didn't.
when I was scared to even mutter those words. My purpose, my ego had been so shot that I was like, I feel stupid saying this. Like, my purpose, what is this?
Yeah.
And then there was a time where I was like,
still recording.
my purpose, I feel good about saying this. I feel good about telling everybody about this.
All right, bet. For sure.
But it's a real thing.
It's
Yeah,
a big
man.
deal,
So
it's amazing.
yeah. So do you guys want to share anything else about purpose?
I probably, you know what? Like,
Wow.
That's one thing too about like what she said. Like, I didn't even want to say it, but when I started saying it after that situation, I didn't know what it was either. Just like he said, I didn't even know what a purpose was. But then I was like, I know one thing.
Yep.
I don't want to be remodeling homes all my life.
Wow.
Like, I felt like my life, I think that's why I was so depressed, bro, because my life was just on repeat. Wake up, go to work. Wake up, go
Robotic.
to work. Wake up, go to work.
Excuse
Wake
my
up, go
French.
to
I
work.
was
Hey, hold up. Was that the time that I DM'd you and you ignore me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to save you from that
Man.
routine.
Yeah, he was, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I try to stay away as far away as from him as possible.
It's because I don't know
A
what
party
it is.
animal. That's what it was.
Can I share an honest story? I want to know something funny, right? My best friend Quintessa, right? I remember she invited me onto a shout out to her. She invited me onto it was like a rock call, right? I didn't know what the hell it was at the time.
You're like, what's an
So I was like, she's like, hop on Zoom. I'm like, what is all these numbers stuff? I'm like, I don't know what the hell a variable is. What is an index, bro? So little did I know, I'm like, oh, this deals with financial literacy. So I actually took the time one day to listen, and I learned what an index was, man. Changed my life forever.
Nice.
Mine too, when I
Then-
learned.
I ended up
Nice.
getting connected with Chris, as y'all heard the story earlier. He brought me on as this content person, and now I'm just learning a whole lot. And just
By
applying
default.
it, exactly. Applying it to my life, you know, about finances and all that stuff.
So
And still just working to better myself in that area for sure.
yeah. So go. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but continue.
Nah. Well,
Yep.
so what I was just saying is like, you know, from 2020, you know, till now, this is 3 years later, and like I feel like I found my purpose.
This right
You know
here,
what
bro,
I'm
I ain't
saying?
gonna lie. This is a gift. Not too many. Think about this, bro. Not too many people know how to operate this.
Yeah.
For some folks, it's a headache to have to put these chords together and know what software to use. You have a gift. Continue to walk in it.
Bro, thank you.
He loves doing this stuff,
Yes.
man.
I do.
And I can see that you're very passionate. I remember the first conversations we had at the office. We didn't know each other then, but you told me that you had some knowledge around you know video and tech and stuff like that. I really see like this audio right here, bro. This could be something that takes off for you, bro. Not just starting right here, but think about 3 to 5 years from now where you could be using this and helping people get their podcast started, giving them value and stuff like that.
Yep.
Think about that.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Him and
Yep.
him were the ones. Yeah, you should definitely do a podcast. You should do this. And
This
for
is
the
legit
longest
right here.
time, I was like, I don't know, second guessing.
Man.
Yeah.
And I see how consistent y'all are too. Who
He
does the editing?
I do.
You
does.
do the editing, man. That's solid. Some solid editing right here.
Yeah.
That's some solid editing, bro. The words.
Yeah,
All
and
that.
and the sound effects,
Yup.
bro.
Yeah. So what I did, like I told you in the beginning, in
Yup.
2000, like 2020, I was about to say 2000, but in 2020, I was just like,
Yeah, man.
I was watching YouTube after YouTube after YouTube.
consuming knowledge.
Bro, I'm not lying. I went to sleep crying because I didn't know how to edit audio.
You're frustrated.
I didn't know how to edit video. How do you do it? So I was like, F it. I'm gonna buy a laptop. I'm gonna download Adobe.
You gonna figure it out.
and all I seen was Chinese.
Yo.
What is the
Foreign
split?
language.
You know the split sign. I was like, what is that?
Go live, brother.
You know, and I'm just like, bro, I dove deep into it. My wife was like, bruh, I think you're watching a little too many videos. You need to slow down.
Nah.
He's overdosing on videos.
Yo, that's hilarious. I need it.
Another one?
Hey, look, I just started to scratch my neck.
I gotta learn. But check this out. That allowed me to stop watching TV because
Wow. I don't watch TV no more.
That's
You don't need
awesome.
that.
That's powerful because you're devoted to a passion now, not a pastime. You're not passing the time. You're enriching your time.
Slim. Remember them days going to work at Six Flags. 3:30, hurry up, please, so I can get the hell out of here.
Oh man, I used to hate boring
Jesus.
jobs.
yeah, for sure.
It's just it's like I wake up now and I'm just like, all right, let's get it. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm grateful for it. I don't ever want to de-gratify the opportunity that I had today at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it could be taken away from me at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I heard a saying like, would you rather build your own dreams or slave for 12 hours a day building somebody else's and getting paid below your worth?
Facts.
You already know.
Nah.
Facts. But one thing that I do want to mention about that is that most people, they want a different life.
Yep.
Right. I just made a video. It's gonna come out tomorrow, and it talks about having a different life.
Yep.
Right. But for you to do that, you need to change, and for you to change is gonna be very uncomfortable. So guess what, guys?
Tell me about it.
You guys that are listening, guess
Yep.
what? You can work your 9 to 5, and then spend 2 hours after work building a business or learning skills that can benefit you and that can better your life for the future.
Absolutely.
This is not something that you're going to make money off right away or, boom. But you have to think long term too. Yes, it's okay. We got to pay our bills. We got to do this. We got to make money right now. But what are we doing for the future that's going to pay us residuals, not just financial, but mindset-wise?
Micro, macro.
Hey, shout out to Shy for these dope photos, man. I appreciate it,
you.
man. Make
Yes.
sure y'all
Nice to
follow
meet
us
you.
like photos.
No, for sure.
Not at all.
For sure.
We gonna def hit you up, yo, for real.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So staying in the small picture, big picture.
Yep.
Realizing we have to do these little things to get us to be that, essentially, the other character, the character we want to be, right, in this video game.
Yep. Recreating yourself. I hear it a lot. I hear Chris say that a lot. Just recreating yourself and just seeing the way that we are operating with content now, man, is just being more intentional. Being more intentional about what we're doing, tracking data, and seeing how we can grow that. Now I'm just like, when I'm learning here, working with him doing that, I can apply this to myself, and I can help other people with this same methods I'm learning with him. So you see what I'm saying? It's proven to work, just being more intentional. And when you're more intentional, man, you're fired up.
Well, yeah, you are
It's like
intending
you're
to do what you're doing.
You're intentional. Being intentional is one of the best things about life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how did you feel when you went up to Chris and he was like, back to what we were talking about, like, ask Kiara, about your, because you gotta master your emotions, and like a lot of us like get in the way of, the
I know my
emotion.
feelings get in my way of everything. I would dictate everything I do based on how I feel. Ooh, I don't feel like doing that. And when I was younger, it really was like out of hand. Because you didn't know, right? It's like a wild horse. You got to tame. So I master my emotions through pain.
Pain
through the hard
people.
way. And eventually I get it. Other times it's easier for certain things. It's like, okay, this doesn't faze me. But it is a challenge because not every day is... you may just feel off a certain day and somebody says something that maybe one day it won't piss you off, but that day does piss you off. So how do you handle that? This guy has really shown me how to be an artisan of emotions. He has a book coming out in a couple of years about that.
Bro. He was like, but
For
I'm not even
sure.
gonna
No,
lie.
but seriously.
I have my low moments.
Yeah.
though.
But let me,
Yeah,
like,
man.
honestly, I've learned a lot just by being his friend.
Yep.
Then I'm like, whoa, how did you not get mad at that? How did you say that so nicely and so eloquently? And, you know, I feel like I'm good at speaking certain things, but sometimes you'll see me get mad. But he's really shown me.
Yeah, like just to share with you guys, and I like to be very transparent.
Absolutely.
Me switching up a lot of things in my life in the past 6 days is messing with my head, man. And she saw me when I came in, and she was like, "Is everything okay?"
Yep.
And then, but it's like that video I made. There's a time from last podcast that we were talking about. There is a time and a place when to respond or when to show your emotions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? She, poor girl, she's doing her thing today, studying for the exam and everything. Whatever's happening in my life, that's my life. I gotta leave that over there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was able to just shut up and don't say nothing. And I'm thinking and I'm processing things in my head. And I'm sorry if I had, I didn't say anything to you, but I know my vibe, my energy was a little off today. But it's just
like chill, like,
Yeah, but it's just, a lot of things there's a lot of changes happening in my life right now that, guess what? That's nobody's problem but mine, my decision. That I took responsibility and, not have the victimhood mentality. It's not an issue with what's happening with me. It's mine. So I'm sorry if I had a little bit of
You good? No,
vibe.
nothing alarming.
Yeah. But still, that's
I felt it too. I kind of felt that, that's why I made my joke that I made earlier.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, I was like, he's on edge. But yeah, I remember I'm going through changes too.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked weed and I haven't drank alcohol since December 30th. Because I didn't smoke the 31st because I was like, I'm going to go into the new year sober.
Let's go. That's
what's up,
good.
bro.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
You have
saying?
some rounds of applause for that one.
Yeah.
For
sure.
I love to smoke. So like
I can't
him
remember
though,
the last time I hit a J.
but like like he's saying, like,
Yeah.
I had to throw that away. I have to make changes in my own life if I want my own life to change.
Yep.
You know?
I think people I feel like people expect change without action. They dream about changing but don't actually put in the work. That person
Or they don't realize that when you do put the work, it's very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. I feel that right now. I can be honest. Sitting right here just hearing my language talk, I gotta back it up every day.
Yeah.
I got people
Now you got accountability.
Yeah, accountability
And
right
us
here.
too.
So that's pressure. And I
Yeah.
remember having a conversation with Chris. Now I feel the pressure. Maybe not all of what he feels from the accountability as a leader, but now I have to hold the weight for this content.
Yeah.
I have to hit the numbers.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then okay, I have to answer that.
Yeah.
It's simply, I'm not gonna make an excuse. Just get better, keep learning,
Yeah.
so that I can, hit the goals that we have set out.
Facts. So the last point that we're having, how are we doing on time?
5 more minutes.
Okay. So last thing that we're having is
Yep.
this is one problem that most of us have.
Yep.
And I feel like here we don't really have that anymore. Maybe we need a day or two to recover. But I remember Alejandro Aguilar said one time, he said, we all go through emotional stuff, right? But how long is your hangover, your emotional hangover?
Ooh.
How long does it
I
take
like
you to
that.
recover? Is it going to take you a couple
Sheesh.
hours? Is it going to take you half a day? Is it going to take you a day?
Mm.
Is it going to take you 2 days? Is it going to take you a week? Is it going to take you a month? And then what? Are you going to be depressed?
Yeah, if it takes that long, then you're just feeding yourself the same old story.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're only selling yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yes, we all go through our moments, but I came to the point that I'm so proud of myself to say, you saw how quickly it changed, right? You guys saw how quickly it changed, and then I'll be good now. I'll be good for a couple of days. You know what I mean? And I'll be good. I know changes are coming, so it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But I'll be good, right? So But the thing is that most of us, what we do is whenever we're going down or we're like we have a cloud over our head or we're going through issues and problems or whatever, what do? We retract and we hide instead of finding strength through unity. Because guess what? We can process it. We can talk about it. Hey, you want to talk about it? Yeah, absolutely. We all do. We all have before, right? But are we going to say, look, you know what? Have a day to yourself to think. Yep. And then after that, hey, Jose, bro, I need to talk to you about this. You know, hey, Jenny, bro. Hey, Jenny, I need to talk to about, help me process this or whatever. Trey, you know what, man? Da-da-da-da. Or talk to our coach, right? Our mentor.
Really healthy to let it settle with you for a day or two.
Yes.
It is really healthy.
But then we got to get back in unity together. And then guess what? Making us laugh. You made me laugh. And guess what? Now I'm like, you know what? Forget about it. But most of us, what we do, we hide and we take that negativity and we just dwell on it. Man, that's the worst thing that we can do.
Yep. And that's true. A lot of times, man, I heard this from I don't know who it was. Gems just coming back to my head. I'm not sure who it was in PHP or whatever. But I heard somebody say, it could have been a trainer at the office, you know what I'm saying? But like, there's a difference between acting off of emotion and logic. Am I gonna allow emotion to make decisions for me, or am I gonna make decisions with logic? For example, I could be pissed off about something. I go take my anger out on somebody else. That's not their fault. I'm just being emotional at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Instead of coming down, giving myself the time, all right, cool. All right, bet. What is my logical response? You know what I'm saying? How is there a way that I can resolve the situation without being
emotionally attached
to it? No, not to say it won't hurt or whatever, depending on what life decision it is. But
I've kind of emotion.
Yeah, I've been in that predicament plenty of times, and sometimes I just gotta. I take a step away from my work for a day to just get myself together.
Yeah, that's
last
good.
night I ain't gonna hold you. I felt overwhelmed last night when I was editing. I wanted to go get me some food and crank out some music in my car, roll the windows down.
But you know what? Sometimes you need that.
Absolutely.
You need to therapy,
Reset.
some kind of therapy. Go for a walk, listen to music, eat a nice meal.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hey. Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
We all like nice meals up in here.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, bro, for having us. I appreciate y'all for having me. Yes,
giving me this opportunity.
That's what we meant to say.
It's been a long day, bro. I woke up at 4:30. My bad.
You might have just spoke some in the future, bro. If I have a podcast one day, if I got a show, man, I'm for sure gonna bring y'all back on with me.
Oh,
yes,
I'm damn sure doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Encouraging everybody to
thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you.
I want to do my own podcast that's related to like parenting, mothering, and how to be like an entrepreneur, like trying to juggle everything, but still being a present parent.
That was okay. So here's the good thing, right? Here we go with content. Here my mind racing. See, okay, cool. You got the goal. Now you have the niche. You just figured two things out that most people can't even figure out in this time span.
I love it, and it's recorded, so I won't forget.
Literally, exactly.
So guess what? You can start
making a plan.
You can start making content about that.
Yeah, I want to, but I don't have. I'm all a plan. I need a plan. But honestly, the thing that's been on my mind right now is that passing that test.
Which test?
The license.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and get that.
Like
get
that.
Tomorrow. Get that out the way.
But yeah, that's definitely on my notes of to do things. Yeah, but you gotta hold me accountable. If you see me in February, be like, "Girl, what's up? I haven't seen a reel."
Yep. There we go.
Strength through unity.
Hey,
exactly.
Sure. I mean, it's just all about, like I said earlier, just being intentional. I mean,
sometimes my insecurities get in the way, even though I am intentional. It's not always like, because I'm the female here, right? So I'm bringing that side of things. Yeah. I think for men, sometimes it's easy to just be like, no matter what, I'll ram into it, no matter what. But women, at least for me, sometimes I'm too many feelings, too many emotions, and I'm just like, I'm sad today. But some days I'm like, man, I'll work anybody, no matter what.
Yeah.
But it fluctuates sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Can I be honest? It's amazing how men and women are built differently. You know what I'm saying? We're built mentally and physically differently. We're different species. We're different
Yeah.
human beings.
Different, yeah.
I don't want to say species. That makes
Yeah,
me
but
sound
you
weird.
know,
We're different. We're different
kind.
people. We have a human body, but we're different. We're different. We're different in a lot of ways. And yeah, I mean, a man's off day, can seem like we don't see the thing with us as men. We don't like to. I can speak for myself. I don't like to show my emotions like that. You know what I'm saying?
Which is good.
I don't want to appear weak, but I mean, if you know me, you would know if I'm having an off day just by my energy.
Yeah.
Because
I can tell.
I'm very
body
hyper.
language.
If you pull up on me in the office and I'm like,
yeah,
what's good, bro? You feeling?
Yeah.
You should know something's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I have a hard time with too, showing my emotions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah, man.
we're good. We're good for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming, man. We appreciate
y'all
you.
for having
Thank
me.
you
I
so
enjoyed
much.
myself.
Yeah,
enjoyed
this
myself,
was
bro.
an awesome
Love this.
podcast,
Yes.
and
Don't forget to subscribe, man.
Boom.
Thank you.
Make sure y'all
Thank you for
subscribe.
subscribing.
Subscribe
and
to the
liking.
Skin of Game, man. Make sure y'all follow him on IG.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're gonna
Yeah,
list
yeah.
everything. All the
Absolutely.
people.
and we're gonna tag him. We're gonna tag Trey
Absolutely.
too so you guys can follow him. So
Absolutely. For sure.
Let's get it.
Hey, man.
All right.
Peace and
See you
blessings.
guys next week.
Amen.
Yup. Ask yourself too. Do you have skin in the game?